Woodcraft, helping you make woodwork.
On. So bear with me, this is one of those let watch and paint dry kinds of things. Just slather it on there.
Does it dry pretty fast?
It does, yes. This dries quite quickly. I went and forgot it. I oftentimes will use either a hair dryer or a heat gun on a low setting. You don't want to get it too hot. And using a hair dryer or a heat gun, well, you can maybe see right here it's starting to set up a little bit.
Dan, move those two bowls in front, please.
Oh,
Thanks, Mark.
just about done here. Let me put this on. And once I get this on, I'll show you how stippling works. One thing you want to do if you use these cheap brushes is, they come with a little, just like any other brush would. You take that thing off, get rid of it. What you want to do is try and remove loose bristles on it, okay? Okay, we've got a coat on it. What I'm going to do now is going to take this, and you just start this, I'm going to rock a little bit. Start daubing this on there. You can see that this does not take a whole long time. And what you're trying to do is make the finish, this little textured finish, look. You want to hide the brush marks from when you put on the initial coat. And on the first coat, it's not real critical. In fact, nothing is real critical about this stuff. This lady you were in, and I think you had a piece of plywood as I recall, and you were looking for something. One of the things, an idea for something like this is maybe you just want to glue a picture on here or something, and you're using the copper for a frame. So, you know, as you look at this stuff, there's probably 1,000,001 different things you can. Just about done here. Again, if I can do this, anybody can do it. So that's the first coat of copper. So we'll set that aside. The thing that happens next is you let this dry. So maybe an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. If it's a warm environment, you don't want to do it out in a cold shop or something like that. You know, 65, 70 degrees or whatever your shop is. Let me put the lid on here before I make a mess. The next step, when this is set up, you're going to apply the second coat. The second coat is stippled on, not back and forth brushing, but stippled on. So let's say that this is dried. We're going to bring it back, and we're going to stipple this on here. Again, this is the second coat. There's not a huge hurry. The patina should be sprayed on this while it's still damp. Just put this over here. See, I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and I happen to have some blue and some green patina, and they happen to have blue and green containers, so I can remember what it is. The green you don't have to shake up. There is a slight, it smells kind of sulfurish a little bit. There's a slight odor to it.
Is that a thin mixture of some acid?
I don't really know. All I know is patina. In this case, Tiffany green. Now, and put this on there.
Yeah, Tiffany green only for copper? Or
No, no, you can use it on brass. Just if it's a Sculpt Nouveau metal finish, you can use it on anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to set this on side. Okay, what is the thing we do now when we don't want to ruin our table saw? Spray your patina kind of away from places. What I'm going to do is and according to the instructions, this is what you're supposed to do. You spray across like that. And I got some little spritz around there. You can see it's already starting to turn. And pretty soon, I'll just set that down there. And I need to wipe any patina off my hands there. I don't know what it is about this store. Nothing wrong with the store, but I think it's wood. I have a little allergy. I sniffle when I come in here. What's going to happen, now this is on bronze, and this is a poorly adjusted patina spray, but this is Tiffany green on bronze. This is this side has not been touched. This is Tiffany green, and I did this 2 days ago. And one of the techniques you can use to buff this up with, I use Scotch-Brite cloths. You can use steel wool, but Scotch-Brite seems to work pretty good. Let me turn this way. This is if you want to kind of relieve it a little bit. This step, if you're doing quite a bit of it, I would wear a dust mask. This is not bad for you, but it's kind of disagreeable a little bit, so I would wear a dust mask. So that is that, and I would tell you, when I did this is bronze in and out, and this blue is the blue patina I have here. And so what I did, I think I referenced something in there, go into your pantry and get a can of some sort. That's just a support. And so you can shoot it with it's assuming this thing sits on the right. That's how I do all this, okay? Now, the piece we just did, you can see it's kind of turning a dirty green just a little bit. And you'd want to leave this set probably overnight, let it dry up real good.
How durable is that finish?
Very durable.
In other words, you have to coat it with a urethane or something?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And then after the urethane, there's a wax product you can put on it, and you buff it. And it's extreme, like I say, they use this for architectural coatings. Sculpt Nouveau sells a product called Clear Guard. It's a protective lacquer. There's nothing that says you can't come into Woodcraft and buy one of the store lacquers. This one happens to be satin. Somebody was asking me about polishing. You can get gloss and all that kind of stuff. And again, this is just a spray lacquer. Very similar, if not the same stuff as what we have in the store here. Now, when you put a lacquer on these patinas, it will tend to subdue the patina just a little bit.
Did you say that was gloss or not?
This one is satin.
Satin. Okay.
Yeah. And you'll see how it kind of changed that green to kind of a little duller color. And that's supposed to mimic weathering and that kind of thing. Now, once you've sprayed it with the lacquer, I would put probably, my personal preference would be to put a black wax on this. When you use these wax products, Sculpt Nouveau wax products over your dry lacquered finished thing, that's the last coat. You let that dry and then you buff it, maybe with a buffing wheel or a rag or something, and it's hard. It's extremely durable. They also sell a product called Age It. In other words, if you want to make this thing look like it's 450 years old, you can put this on and then the wax. Again, if you use YouTube, I would look at find the one and you'll see a picture there of this bust. It's a guy, it's a bust of a man, and they use the bronze and put it on there, and they'll show you how to do all this wax stuff. And so anyway, that's Tiffany green on bronze. These I haven't patinaed yet. This is brass. This is what brass looks like. The next step would be to daub on another coat of brass, hit it with a desired patina, blue or green or whatever you want, and then just do the same process. This again is what brass looks like. Don't look at the bottom of this. So that's brass. And then this is copper with a poorly adjusted spritz. But that's copper, and again, you could take, or no, this is powder blue. And if you can see it, I'm sure, you can see that stuff is settled to the bottom of this particular patina. The green one, no. But this powder blue has got a sediment in it, so what do you want to do with it? Shake it. So you want to get that all suspended in there. And then pour it into your little blue bottle. Adjust the nozzle, hit it with that. But again, look and see if some of these don't have a little bit of sediment in it. Yes, Nick?
What kind of shelf life will that have once it's mixed or stored?
Are you talking about the patina?
Yeah.
Okay. When you're done with your project, remember I poured this in here. When you're done, go to the sink, and it's okay to use the kitchen sink. This isn't going to hurt anything. Just flush it with water. I'm going to take this. Take it out of there, pour it back in the jar, seal the jar up. The patinas, the acid stuff, the blue, the green, whatever, lasts a long time. Now I don't know, certainly a matter of years, a couple of years probably, this stuff will last. What you want to do though is when you dump it back in the container, is you want to remove and wash this out with water. Flush it really good. It'll just make your 97-cent at Target spray bottle last longer. So just do that. Again, when you buy the patinas, I ordered this is called light green. They not only give you the patina, and that's enough to do a lot of stuff. It goes a long ways. They give you a little spritzer thing. Eventually, the springs are going to be eaten out of that. You'll have to go to Walmart or something like that and buy a couple of these things and put it together. So to recap, we started with our project. This is a wooden bowl. It's a high chair. It's your downspouts, whatever it is. Again, if you choose to spray the product on and you want a smooth surface on it, you need to sand this quite well. So use some sanding sealer, maybe take it up to 400. If you're just gonna want to have a textured finish in it, then not so much. Yeah, I mean, if you want to sand it a little bit, fine, but obviously you don't want any, there's a little void right here. That would probably telegraph through. I would probably put a little putty in there and just smooth that out to cover that up. So then you put the first coat on there, you let it dry a little bit. Oh, surprise, surprise, surprise. Then you see what that's doing. Yes, sir?
Does that product raise grain like those are?
Maybe a little bit, but you're not going to really notice it with this textured finish in there. So that's Tiffany green, and that will set up even, leave this overnight and it'll have kind of a whitish hue to it. So then what you do is just start buffing it with a Scotch-Brite pad.
Bob, when you put the patina,
Typically you cover it uniformly. Now on bowls, when I have those things turned upside down and I spray it on here, gravity is going to want to pull this down a little bit. So that's why you have the little drippy stuff. To me, that's fine. That's part of the decoration. So yeah. Questions? Any other questions?
how thick or how the patina, how heavy do you put that? Light or heavy?
A light mist, and that's why I was sitting here going into the wastebasket. And you want to keep it moving. Start spraying over here, go across, stop. like that, okay? Any other questions? Thanks, on behalf of Woodcraft, thanks for coming in today, and I'd be happy to answer any questions up here if you have some. Thank you.